Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Frying Pan Podcast. It's a podcast where I talk about my favorite Italian dishes with my favorite Italian friend.
Oh, honestly, I felt like you were going to introduce me with that setup. I'm not going to
I was
lie.
trying to think of the name of Italy's goalie, but I forgot it.
Well, it's me, your boy Robbie Rigatoni, coming at you live.
Here, I'm gonna start off.
Well, I.
Oh, sorry, we're talking about our favorite
All
Italian
right.
dishes. I was gonna go with lasagna. Um,
Really? Is lasagna your favorite Italian dish?
no, probably not. A little fettuccine Alfredo bangs.
Fuck you. That's
All right, you.
okay. Well, that's
All right, you can
mine.
have that.
Okay.
I'll go. I'll,
I love pasta
mm,
in general.
who doesn't?
Actually, while we're speaking about cooking a little bit, let me just tell you a little bit about my weekend,
Hit
right?
me, hit me.
So I spent Halloween weekend in Pennsylvania with Bree. We watched horror movies and hung out, even dressed up while we hung out
Can I?
with a couple of her friends.
Can I interrupt? Can
And
I interrupt?
well, you
Just.
can. It'd be rude, but you
Well, you know
can.
me, just a rude person. I was just curious on the horror movies you watched.
Honestly, I couldn't remember the names on the spot. I don't want to open Netflix and just sit here and stutter.
You know what? I'm sorry. Please continue.
Not Hereditary. Um,
Pussy.
I think I watched a couple, maybe one or two of the Paranormal Activity ones. Yeah, that's all I can remember.
It's fine.
Anyways, did some cooking though over the weekend. We decided to go grocery shopping and seeing what we could chef up. And not gonna lie, I made some pretty good food. I made some nice rigatoni with chicken and like broccoli. Made like a nice like pesto type
Mm,
thing. It was really good.
nice.
I was proud of myself. But then I also successfully cooked salmon.
Oh,
I made a nice brown sugar honey glazed salmon, and honestly, it came out phenomenal. I had the total beginner's look. It came out perfect, and I was proud of myself.
I love that you can kind of slap brown sugar on anything, and it's just like, yep, it's better now.
Yeah, I mean, it worked. It worked with the salmon, so
Yeah, it's,
definitely have to agree.
ham is also another banger with it. Yeah, fish with brown sugar bangs. Regardless,
Mm.
you had a good weekend though.
Yeah, it was super chill, super nice. Got to spend more time with Bree, which is always nice. She's going to be going into like finals, I guess, this next couple weeks because they actually finish like a month before we do for some reason. I guess they went there early. So she's pretty much already almost done with her semester, whereas I got like another month or so, couple months.
Yeah, well, that'll be nice that she'll be back in the area.
Yeah, most definitely. It's nice to not have to drive 3 hours.
Agreed. I
Yeah.
don't know how you do it, but I guess love knows no boundaries.
Yeah, and like when you're staying for more than like a day or two, it really just kind of feels like why not? Because like given the stage of the pandemic and she's got her own apartment there, it's like okay, well, kind of just be sitting home doing nothing anyways. Might as well spend the $20 in gas to drive there.
Fair enough. I respect it, and I'm glad that you're happy.
Yeah, thanks, man. Had a good
That's
time.
good.
But yeah, we had Halloween. Actually, the clocks got turned back this weekend on Halloween night. And I had a very like interesting moment where like I was very drunk at the time, and I'm 21. I could say that and it'd be okay. And I like the clocks changed, and I had this moment of like, what the hell? Because I remember in like when I was drunk, I remember seeing like 1:16 on the clock, and then I remember the next time I looked at the clock, I saw 1:12, and I was like, what the fuck? Like this is not okay. What kind of black magic is this?
I'd bet, yeah, when you're shit faced, I could see that. I mean,
It was so like it was nerve wracking in a way.
why did God turn back the clock?
Kind of. It was like it was a little frightening. I can't lie, but you know, at the time, it definitely gave me like a good laugh when I finally figured it out. But that happened. on Halloween night, which was also a full moon as well.
Mm.
If any of you guys are into that, so it was a nice little atmosphere. Unfortunately, because of COVID, like there wasn't any parties or anything. Well, there was. It's just we're not idiots.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
D-
That
Yeah.
you're not idiots.
So
Did you fake being bad at Smash again, or not this weekend?
no, not this weekend. Actually, I did have like so we played some like of those casual drinking games, right? Like some brought like a pong table and we played with water, because I'm not gonna drink beer,
Yeah.
or at least I'm not gonna be forced to drink bad beer that they play pong with. And it was cute. There was a couple teams and me like of the co-ed teams with everyone and their girlfriends. I say everyone, but the three pairs.
Mhm.
And that was super chill. Actually was surprisingly good at that. Was able to like hold my own. But then like drunk me was really good at flip cup, which is essentially you just drink a cup and you flip it.
That is the game.
I that is simply it. And I had a knack for that in my drunken state. That's about it. It's the only thing I can really say.
Oh, that's good.
Um, that's about it actually. It was a pretty chill like weekend overall for me, but it was nice to spend it with Bree.
Mhm. That's good.
It was nice to also be away from home during the like I guess few days prior to the election, the anxiety building up over that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into it on this episode. It's probably the only political podcast we'll have, at least for another 4 years, or
I
unless,
mean, yeah, we say that, but who knows?
yeah, I was gonna say unless it goes really downhill. But we'll talk about it here and there. But that's pretty much all that's going on in the world at the moment. So, but I mean, before that, I had an interesting experience Sunday where I was driving around with some friends and we were like on the highway up to Mass for whatever reason, and the whole right lane for about I'd say like 6 miles was just Trump supporters with like flags hanging out and like banners and bumper stickers and shit. Yeah, just
Jesus.
driving like 30 miles an hour on the right lane. So essentially it was just a two-lane highway. So then it became traffic. It was a fucking mess.
Oh, dude, I saw in people's Snapchat stories actually of like just convoys of Trump supporters driving through Connecticut and stuff.
Yeah. And the like my my favorite thing about it is it was as if I was like in a video game, and like how in early like 2000 video games like the NPCs they all kind of had like the same model.
Yes,
That's
actually, I do
they
know.
all looked like three different versions of each other, and it was so off-putting. Like I don't know. I'm not one to judge someone. No, I am. If I don't care about them.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
No, I'm doing it. But it was so fucking weird, man. Because, like, you couldn't distinguish them between the cars. And I'm like, haven't I seen that person before? I'm like, are they teleporting between cars? It was so, like, mind-numbing to me. I was so confused.
well, I mean, what what can you say, right? Like the Trump supporters that like strap pirate flags to the back of their trucks, and well, slow down traffic to show their support for Trump all fit a certain demographic where, it's not surprising that they don't look too much too different from each other, you know?
Yeah, I hate to say they looked like white trash, but that's exactly what they looked like. So, I mean, I don't want
Well,
to sugarcoat it.
well, you don't have to, thankfully.
This is our show, and we say what we'd like to say.
Yeah, honestly, I'm at a point where it's like I'm not a big fan of like Trump at the moment. Just and I'm not gonna be very happy if we do get 4 more years of him. I couldn't exactly tell you why. Like, I believe Biden's better than Trump. I'm just at a point where I believe anybody would be better than Trump because all I know is during this 4 years, the country felt uneasy and there's a certain degree of unrest. Hopefully, with another person, that could get remedied. That's all I really care about. I think Joe Biden's got a better plan for climate change. That's the only policy I really give a shit
Well,
about.
he's decriminalizing weed too. That's right up
Well,
your alley.
okay, here's the thing. That decriminalizing really doesn't mean anything, right? Because we already live in a state that has decriminalized.
Yeah.
So decriminalization, because this is also one of our topics,
Mhm.
right? So we can kind of couple this into the political talk.
To
So decriminalization, because Oregon just decriminalized all drugs, including like heroin and other hard drugs.
yeah.
And like people are like, what does that mean? Well, decriminalization simply means that if caught with a possession, depending on the certain amount, and if they can attack other charges to it, assuming they can't, it just means they'll issue a fine, and you most likely won't have to go to jail for it. Like you won't like it makes it so there won't be many convictions where they'll be like, he was found with a small amount of pot. He goes to jail for 5 years. Like that's not going to happen, basically,
Yeah.
depending on the offense and everything included with it.
Mm.
So, like that being said, like if you decriminalize weed across all, that's more or less like a more like war on drugs thing than anything,
Yeah.
rather than like big news for pot. Like I guess it makes it so like it shows that on a federal level at the very least like it's not like on the same level as cocaine anymore, which hopefully will get other states to like then fully legalize it.
Hmm.
But like if we're talking about news for pot, interesting enough, New Jersey is one of the states that just passed full legalization
Yeah, there was four
or
that I think did it
voted
last
for it.
night. And
I know New Jersey did. I think Arizona might be another one. No, yeah.
yeah,
Um,
Arizona, Montana, New Jersey, and South Dakota legalized it for recreational purposes, which is very interesting in its own right. I always find that so interesting that like certain states are like, yeah, it's fine, and then there's a couple of southern states that are just like, no, it's not happening. Like, it's just
mm,
weird that there's such a divide on something that just feels so like minute to me. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, it's amazing. Like, okay, so like we say that, right? But like then we look at like women's rights to their own bodies. You know, we think that'd be one thing that shouldn't be like up for debate, right? But it
Yeah, it's
is.
entirely fair.
So like it is surprising and unsurprising at the same time. It's just at this point you got to think of like this can easily turn into something that's taxed and then like you know funds capitalism. So it's surprising that not like the entire government's jumping on it. And like the only reason would be like because there's other avenues that they might already have their money in that would suffer, which would be like alcohol and pharmaceuticals and stuff like that.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. I mean, I guess we talked about it a couple weeks ago when you said you went to the dispensary in Mass where it's like exaggerated, but like 3 grand for a chocolate bar. When in reality, it's like probably like alone $30 for the bar, but then like another 80 with taxes for it.
Well, actually, I was just there last night. Funny
Oh yeah,
enough, yeah, I was checking it out, and you hit the nail right in the head. It was $30 for a chocolate bar that was 100 milligrams or so, give or take.
yeah.
The thing is, you can get a chocolate bar on the streets for that same price that is like 6 or 7 times the potency. So like it's like yeah, there's legal avenues now, but like they're still not at a point where like someone like me would like would rather go the legal route if they already have their own channels, you know what I mean?
Yeah, bottom line, support your local drug dealers. I mean, especially during this trying time of COVID.
Well, I made the joke to my friend that I went with. It's like I'm excited for when, everywhere goes legal and then 15 years later when we get to actually enjoy it. Cuz
That's
like
fair.
you're going there and they're charging like fucking anywhere between like 50 and $70 an eighth,
Yeah.
for like weed. And I'm over here paying like, anywhere between 30 and 45. So it's really
Yeah,
depends.
I don't know. I always find like the conversation of like legalizing weed and then like you have like other things like alcohol and like cigarettes that are objectively like a million times worse that are like easily accessible. I don't
Mhm.
know. I'm not like a whoever's gonna legalize weed, I'm voting for them, man. Like, but
No, you wouldn't say you're like that.
No, I'm like smoke like once like a week or every 2 weeks. Like
Damn, I thought you were a stoner, bro.
no, no big Chief Keef over here, sadly. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just very odd to me. It's like what you mentioned earlier of like like at the bare bones minimum, like women having rights to their bodies, like, yeah, that makes all the sense in the world, but it's not the case apparently. And then I
Yeah.
don't know, man.
So, what do you think of Oregon just saying like, you know what? If we catch you with heroin, we're just gonna write you a
That's
ticket. How does that make you
I mean,
feel?
it being Oregon, it's not surprising, but it is very surprising that it's like if they were just like oh, if you get caught with psychedelics, it's whatever, but like heroin, cocaine, that's interesting to me.
Well, the methodology behind that would be is like with the citation, they could also order you into like rehabilitation. It's like basically to take the money out of the prisons for like putting people in there that don't like necessarily deserve to be in there.
Oh, that's fair.
Because at the end of the day, like and it did like yes, like drugs are illegal and people that doing them are associated with a lot of bad things, right? But like at the end of the day, addiction's kind of a disease and the prison system that they would get put into really doesn't help them get better. It just punishes them for it and then releases them back out without really like doing much.
Yeah, that's very true. We
So it's to like stop that from happening. Like Venezuela actually has also like decriminalized all drugs and they spend more resources on like rehabilitation and education, and because of that like they're obviously they're the numbers of like drug related things are higher there because of that, because they're able to say fuck it more often and be more open, but like at the same time their recoveries are a lot higher, which is interesting.
I that is good. I just find Venezuela being a hard
I think that's
like a
Venezuela.
hard
It might
leader
be
in it, you
somewhere
know what I
else.
mean? Just based on how Venezuela's currency
Well, their
situation
economy is
is.
one thing, yeah. It might not even be Venezuela, but I think I genuinely like that sounds like the one that came out
Yeah.
to my brain.
Any I guess any like place like that, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, I don't know cuz the way I view like you putting that into perspective for me makes a lot more sense because the way I viewed it was just like, oh, I feel like you're kind of enabling these people. I guess not enabling, but like I mean,
Providing an avenue for them to do it like more
yeah,
accessibly.
like to my knowledge, heroin isn't like, oh yeah, I do it every once in a while. Heroin's like, I'm addicted and I'm peeling my skin off because of it. Like shit like that.
Well, like they would still prosecute like dealers and whatnot all the same. Like it would just it's just like if you're found with it on you type of deal.
Yeah,
Like so like say like driving under the influence is still driving under the
very
influence.
true.
It's just like if you were a passenger with it, you would get like a $500 fine instead of the wristbands and going to
Yeah.
jail.
No, I get you. Psychedelics I find interesting though, because I've done a lot of studies on like, I've done studies, but I've done a lot of research on,
You've conducted a lot of
yeah, you
studies,
know me,
yes?
man. But I've done a lot of research on like the benefits of it and how like some people use it to deal with like anxiety and depression and things of that nature. And I've always found that like incredibly interesting.
I honestly, we did a little experiment of our own with some psychoglycerin, like I would say over a month ago
Yeah,
now,
roughly. Yeah.
probably. I felt like I came out of it more mentally enriched after that experience,
It was a
personally.
very like interesting experience. Like it was very enjoyable to like be on that level of high and seeing the world through like a different lens, I guess.
Yeah, because like a lot of like the inhibitors are taken off that like socially kind of hold you back,
Yeah.
you know?
Like the way I think I remember describing it to you is like I felt like I was in like a chilled cow lo-fi like video. Like
Yes,
that I
yeah.
don't know, that's how the world looked to me. But I don't know, it was enjoyable. The only thing that sucked obviously was like coming down off it, but I kind of just like fell asleep.
Yeah, that's always like the best thing you can do for yourself.
Yeah. But yeah, it was definitely one of those things where like I came out of it and I mentally felt like clearer. I don't know. It was very interesting. It's something I would like definitely be interested in trying again, but like a once like a like twice a year kind of deal, like 6 month
Um,
interval.
Like, I always feel like I need to be in a good headspace. Like, and I also feel like I need to be like, I don't know, like there has to be a certain degree of want for it, you
Mm,
know, like I don't think I'll ever be like peer pressured into doing psychedelics ever.
no, and I don't think any of like any person I'd want to be around would pressure me into it. So
Well, I mean, like not even I don't even mean like active peer pressure. I mean like even if like one of my friends came up to me and said like, "Oh, hey, I have some acid and I was gonna drop. Do you want to do it with me?" Like, cause like I know that's not like the peer pressure that you were envisioning, but even then,
yeah,
like just one of my friends saying like, "Hey, I have this and you want to do it with me," is usually enough for me to be like, "Well, sure," if it's like weed or something, you
mm,
know. So like, but I feel like psychedelics don't really have that like allure for me. It's like I really need to do them on my own pace.
yeah. There's definitely a lot of prerequisites to it. It's not. I mean, like, there's definitely people that are like recreational with it, but it's kind of I guess it described as like an event kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, we did mushrooms when we did our little experiment. I would like to try acid though to see if we can like try and pinpoint some of the differences, like in terms of like what we think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I know we have a friend that lives in like East Bumfuck nowhere that'll like occasionally do it like once every few months. And the way he describes it, it feels like a lot more intense, but obviously I don't have
Well,
the
I
experience.
see. I have done it. It's just like I personally couldn't tell you the fucking difference between them, just because like I did them so far apart.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I mean, someday in the future we'll figure out, I'm sure, but
Who knows? Maybe we'll get all the boys together and we'll just be like, "Hey,
oh
everyone,
my goodness, could you imagine some of our friends?
um." I can only imagine a specific person I would not want to see on them.
I think
He's a guy that likes to whip a deck of
yeah,
cards across the
yeah, I was gonna
room.
say good. Well, here's the thing. I was thinking, that person would probably, I don't know why this is the thing I envisioned, but he'd probably like lift up a couch cushion and then like stay under the couch cushion for the whole night.
Yeah, he would probably crawl into himself and stay there.
Yeah.
I could get behind that.
And hey, that's fine. But I mean, sadly, I don't see that have us getting all the boys together anytime soon. It was a tragedy because like a couple months back, we were like, "Oh, let's try and do something like late October, or like Thanksgiving break." Now it doesn't look like it's happening, but who knows?
Well, I mean,
Like if everyone got
I feel
tested,
like if we can get everyone tested, I feel like we could swing it and have it be on our conscience not too bad.
yeah,
Cuz like there's like 7 of us capped, 8 of us capped, something like that.
yeah.
Right?
And, I mean, it's definitely a matter of like if everyone got tested and like everyone felt okay with it. Like obviously, I wouldn't force anyone into it, but like God, I miss human contact, man. I miss seeing my fucking
Yeah,
friends.
I just want a certain degree of normalcy, and I know that sounds like greedy in this day and age. Like Germany and France are having their second lockdowns and everything, but like, in the same token too, we talked about this. It's hard to feel like you're really like still in a pandemic when there's still people that are actually going to Halloween parties and shit.
Yeah. Oh my.
I'm down with being called the bad guy for the one chance I'll take to see my friends to help my mental health.
Yeah, it is honestly like infuriating to see people like post like, "Oh man, this pandemic's never gonna end," and then they're at a Halloween party or like at a bar, and it's like, "Gee, I wonder why."
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, well, guess what you've done to help? Exactly nothing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I agree. I'd like some normalcy. It's definitely been like I at this point I'd prefer another lockdown. Like I feel like we definitely need one.
Well, if it's forced, I can't complain about it, right?
Yeah.
You know, if everyone's got to do it, right?
Yeah, like it's just like I've definitely talked about this before. Just like it feels like we're in just like a very odd limbo where there's no certainty, there's no end or anything. It's just very odd.
Yeah, and you know, there's everyone's like, oh, we just gotta get through 2020, but it's like the reality is it's not gonna change in 2021.
Some problems might end, but some are gonna
I
linger.
mean, like, okay, so to connect it with the election, we have the potential, I guess, for for a new change in office, which could mean like improvements on that front.
Hmm.
But like that, those are all speculated, right? Because who knows? Maybe Trump's second term will be the legendary redemption arc. Who like? I'm not saying that's gonna happen.
If
I'm just saying the level of who knows when it comes to like the whole what ifs, like with what will happen with the election, is just too much to go
if
into.
we were in an anime, I'd say sure, man. The redemption arc's coming in clean, but I've definitely seen enough mentally.
I mean, I felt like we've been through enough mentally.
Exactly. I I mean
Like we're
our
tired.
friends aren't going to listen to this podcast, but I was really infuriated with one of them earlier, man. Cuz I said something like Biden was up in the morning and I'm like Biden took the lead, let's go. And they didn't vote, so in realistically they have no say in any of this. But it was the fact that like they were trying to justify to me that like former years of Trump really wouldn't be that bad, and that we don't know what would happen with Biden. It could be bad, and it's like first off, that's such like a pessimistic way of viewing things, and second off, like the only way I can see you like logistically voting for Trump is if you are making over $400,000 a year. Like it is purely for financial, because there's no way you're voting for him on a basic like human rights standpoint. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. I mean, like if you're even like environmentally conscious, why would you vote for
Yeah.
him?
And I know our motherfucking friends are not making 400,000 a year, nor will they be making $400,000 a year in the next 4 years. So it literally does not matter to them. And then it was like he's like, I just want like born presidents. And I'm like, well, I want a president that's not racist and misogynistic. And he says some shit like, well, Biden,
Excuse
bless you,
me.
like, oh, Biden was racist. And I'm like,
Oh yeah, dude. That.
we're first off, like, sure, it could have been racist, like, back in the time. We are in the now, like, we are watching it live. This man, like, not give a shit about, like, movements and electing someone that doesn't give a fuck about, like, women's rights. And it's just like,
He also declared a holiday of a day of remembrance for Americans killed by illegal aliens day or whatever the hell.
exactly. And it's just the fact that, like, I don't know if it's like mentally he's a person where like if it doesn't affect him it doesn't matter, but it just that's one problem I have with like America as a whole is that, like if it doesn't affect you directly, it doesn't matter. So like I don't know, like women not having the right to birth control or like black people getting killed by police, it's just like, well, I'm white and a man, so it doesn't matter to me. Not to like, you know, white supremacy, like all white males are white supremacists, but you know what I mean. Like it's just I don't know. It's frustrating that like people don't consider like other people's I guess struggles.
Well, I mean,
Like I'm not saying you have to like totally
it's because we lack like I feel like the United States lacks a sense of unity because we're so large at this point. Like because everyone finds like what minute differences set them between the other people, and instead of coming together for their similarities with people, they come together for their differences against other people.
yeah, I don't disagree with that.
And like it just creates a total negative atmosphere, I feel like, and no one like really looks and thinks about a bigger picture for the US because well, everyone's too focused on like doing things for their own team, I guess.
Yeah, I think team is like the perfect word for it. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like one giant like competition for no reason.
For everything.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's fucking weird. It made me so mad today. Like,
Cuz he was blatantly ignorant, to be fair. I saw the chat messages,
yeah.
like that was just dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I was like, am I being? Because like, I don't know. It's something like I feel like it's important to talk about at least. Like, it's the most important thing going on right now. Like, obviously, yeah, some people like don't understand too much what's going on right now, or like don't really have an opinion. But it's still interesting to just have a conversation about. And then it just turned into like a dispute, and it's like it doesn't have to be like this. I don't know. I don't know, man. Shit's weird. By the way, do you have an update on like how shit's looking?
For the
Yeah.
election.
Like, do you,
So today is we're recording on Wednesday today, so it's not Tuesday. On Tuesday, basically it was 50-50 dead set. Right now, it's looking like the live results. have Biden sitting at 248 electoral wins and Trump still at 214.
You like to see it.
Um, but if we look at like other like other results of more like set in stone, I guess ones at the moment, not too sure.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment, it's like if Biden wins Nevada, I think he wins.
No.
Has it changed? I don't know. I thought that's what I heard, but I could be wrong.
So there's only 6 electoral votes in Nevada. So if he wins Nevada, goes up to 254 votes currently, which would mean he would need another 12. No, Jesus,
Math.
16, I think. Yeah, 16 votes to get to 270.
Yeah.
So right now, if he wins Michigan and if he wins Nevada, he makes it to 270.
Well, no, we can only hope. And then there was the
Um,
weird shit last night of like I don't even think Trump was ahead, but he just like was like, "All right, we're done. I win." And everyone was like,
yeah,
"What?" Okay.
yeah, he declared an early victory, which was like a pretty big no-no.
Yeah, and now his Twitter is him complaining that he's like these Joe Biden votes are just coming out of nowhere, and it's like, well, it's called mailing in, bud. It's kind of something we
Yeah,
do.
for swing states, Texas, Ohio voted Trump. Same with Ohio or Iowa and Florida,
Yeah.
and it looks like Pennsylvania is also going to go for Trump at the moment.
Hmm. I think the big one was Arizona that like has been red since like 99 or like 98 or it
Mm.
was 89, something like it was one of those combinations of numbers. So, dub there. We take those. I don't
It's also we're crushing records in voting in general. I think more people I think have already voted for Biden than people voted I think in the 2016 election in general.
Yeah, and he's also the most voted president of all time, and then I think Barack was the other one. But also that's kind of like
Hmm.
I feel like that doesn't really matter because like there was
Popular vote doesn't
yeah,
matter
also
now.
there was no doubt that this was going to be the most voted election just based off everything that's going on. So,
That's definitely fair.
yeah. It's one of those dude, I hate those fucking stats. They do that shit in like baseball and basketball all the time where it's just like meaningless stats they just slap their name on and it's like to like someone that doesn't really know it's just like, "Oh, wow, that's really impressive."
Tony Montana has had the most runs to first base at 22 miles per hour
Literally.
out of any third baseman.
Literally like, oh my God, it was there was because me and my friend were watching the like playoffs when they were still going on for the NBA and it was like he is the only player in NBA history at 20 years old to score 29 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 assists and 2 steals. And it's like, you're trying way too hard. Trying way too hard for the
God give them
storyline.
accolades, man.
What was that?
God give them the accolades,
Yeah,
man.
it's true, man. Like, I guess I'm just shitting on it, but, they're definitely trying a little hard.
Well, it's like the participation trophies, you know?
Yeah, I guess everyone's got to get them. Did you ever get a participation trophy?
Um, I usually just got first places, but yeah, from time to
Little
time.
flex, okay. Flexing the rec league, I see you.
Hell yeah, man.
I think that was before our time though, because it was definitely like, hey, if you win, you got a T-shirt. If
Oh,
you lose, it's tough shit.
yeah, no, definitely. It was ours was the last like the tough shit generation, I think, before like the big push to validate kids came about.
Yeah, which I don't know. I guess isn't a bad thing. It's up to interpretation. If you ask like a little league coach during our time, it was like those fucking kids suck. They don't deserve shit. It's like, hey,
Mm.
Ron, relax.
The quick update on the election.
Mm-hmm.
Live update for you. The Trump
Banana.
campaign says it's suing to stop the Michigan and Pennsylvania ballot counts.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
How does that work? Yeah,
Saying that they would like to like expand the like they're basically they're calling bullshit on mail-in ballots, and they're like, we need more people there validating this stuff.
isn't that crazy? And the like even crazier than that is that there are people out there that are like, holy fuck, he's right. There's no way there's this many mail-in ballots.
I guess like their grounds are like kind of make sense. Like these are numbers we've never seen before. They're obviously BS. But on the flip side, these are numbers we haven't seen before because it's important.
Yeah, like I have never seen like a push to vote more than I have this year.
I mean, like he pretty much won Pennsylvania though, and like he's losing Michigan more and more. So
Ain't good, man. Get that fat fucking idiot out of here. That big fat stinky dumbass out of here.
yeah,
I don't
man, it's definitely
I don't want to see that big orange Oompa Loompa toupee wearing dumbass in my face anymore. I'm tired of it. I'm sorry. I tried too hard. There's something you want to
yeah.
talk. We can stray away from politics for a bit. There's something I want to talk about last week that we didn't get to at the end.
Yes. So Japan has set to target zero emissions by 2050, which I thought is actually pretty damn cool. It was like a pretty big policy shift for their like projected carbon net neutrality plan.
Mm-hmm.
And like others, like I think like something like 60 or more other nations are attempting to do this. But like they said they would try to reduce emissions by 80% by 2050.
Hmm.
And like they were saying like, "Well, we'll try to get zero like later." But now they're just like, "You know what? Fuck it. We're going for zero by 2050. That's what we got to
I
do."
respect that. Shoot for the fucking stars, Japan. But I don't know. That's cool as shit, though. To be honest, I wonder how they'd go about that.
Well, as of right now, Japan's the world's fifth biggest emitter of carbon dioxide.
Mm-hmm.
So like they're obviously under pressure because like when it comes to like the big blame game for when things get bad with the climate, they're obviously going to be one of them,
Yeah.
being in the top 10. And like South Korea, they are now vowing to like try and fix as much as they can. Um, but right now their new prime minister Suga, because they had a new prime minister as well, I think last month or so or 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
But they basically have the same policy. So he they're saying like their potential for wind power and solar is just massive in Japan, and like that they can definitely get it done.
I believe it. I mean, to be fair, they already have mechs. Like, there's no way that they couldn't get this going.
Um, the thing is like the government is like kind of getting lobbied right now from some of their fossil fuel plants and stuff to like be like, hey, let us still operate, but they're being basically told like, nah, we're gonna shut down.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I guess that's the thing.
good news for the environment.
Yeah, that's like the thing with everything. Like, whenever there's like a good, there's a bad, and like push and pull and kind of all that bullshit. But I mean, I don't know. I guess like realistically, wouldn't it be possible to like transition like fossil fuel stations into like I guess like I guess like solar and shit like that, like actually efficient uses?
But I mean, like solar only gets more and more efficient, right? Like they only get better and better and better. And like if government makes it so that's our only way of producing power, that like the shift in focus to getting them more and more efficient will get greater and greater as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was just trying to view it as like they can transition their job from that to I guess like yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to like justify it to where it's like, oh, there's two goods. It'll be fine. It'll work out. No one will be sad. But I think that's just being too optimistic, you know?
Well, I mean, like the shift to solar or other alternative sources of energy is like a massive job market or in creation of jobs as well.
Yeah, it's just a matter of like if those people that just lost their job, like doing what they did prior, like can't transition to that or like don't have a desire to. But I guess it's just kind of a they problem at the end of the day. So
Hmm.
they're this is gonna sound kind of like fucked, but they're here for roughly 90 years, and the world's kind of here for as long as we let it be, which is hopefully not within the next 50 years. Don't want to see the world die out. Not my cup of tea.
No, definitely not. Um, huh. So it seems like as of right now, Biden's at 253
You
electoral
love
votes.
to see it.
I'm not sure which one he supposedly just won. Sorry, I don't mean to keep going with these live updates, but there's actually a potential where a winner could be declared during the duration of our podcast right
That'd be
now.
kind of nuts. Honestly, I think what I'm gonna do is when I edit and like you have like a live update, I'm gonna put like a jingle in, like a yeah, I don't know if you'd remember this, but I remember when I used to watch like baseball with my dad, and there'd be like a score update on the bottom, like the bottom bar. There, it always make like a very specific noise, and I'm trying to remember what it was.
Oh
Do
gosh,
you know what I'm talking about though?
I do
It's like a
actually.
banana. It's not like banana, banana. It's not that, but you know what it might be, but it's
God,
like more slowed down. Fuck, man.
it was definitely like a little more melodic though.
Honestly, don't mind me. I'm gonna try and figure it out. Like, keep talking to me. I'll be listening, but like, half the brain is gonna be focused on this.
So basically, it's looking like Michigan's projected to get a guaranteed W for Biden at this point. That's what it seems like, right?
Yeah.
Now with Nevada, that's so Michigan has 16, Nevada has 6. So that's 22 votes between them. And if he's still currently sitting at 2048, that is 270 to win.
Hmm. I
So
I don't I don't remember. They don't always get to 270, do they? Or am I fucking stupid?
well, it like 270 is the majority of the votes.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it like
So,
depends if people vote like independent, but sadly,
well, no. Like those are electoral votes. Like
oh, just like
those
the whole
have to
state.
get
Yeah,
voted.
my bad.
So like basically meaning like they're like the majority to win is 270, but like it could be 270 or more.
Okay, that makes sense. I'll be honest with you.
Like it's rare that it hits exactly 270.
Hmm.
I think I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Part of my brain was still trying to figure out the jingle, and when I put in, I did bottom bar sports score change jingle, and I got the Sweet Victory performance from SpongeBob and Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit. Um, so I
Oh,
don't think I'm gonna be finding this, but it's here's the thing. Like, if I could call my dad would know it. My dad would just like, I'd be like, hey, do you remember like when the score would change on the bottom bar, like when we watch like the Red Sox game? Do you remember that noise? And he'd be like, oh yeah, it goes like this, and then I'd be like, he's right. But
God.
nah, I don't think I get to call him right now.
No, it's okay. Call him afterwards though. Be like, "What's good,
Yeah, I'd
man?"
be like, hey dad, how you doing? Hey, real important question here. Remember like 20 years ago? But I don't know, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Um, I could do.
Funny, but
Oh, I was
sorry.
just saying I could do Nirvana. It smells like Teen Spirit because that's what came up. But if you had something more important to say, please go.
Well, I was gonna say like doing quick maths based off the current map projections. It looks like a Biden dub.
That's what I was seeing, and I'm obviously hoping for. But like, I'm honestly just so like it's not gonna be over till it's over. Like I'm just so worried about it, man. Cause
Yeah.
it's like you never fucking know. Like we didn't think he was gonna win last time, and he just fucking did somehow.
Well, I thought he had a better chance of winning last time than he did this
Oh yeah, no,
time.
no, no, for sure. But it was still like last time it was I think people were calling it Hillary before I went to bed, and then it was like, hey, guess what? And I'm like, fuck. But I don't know. This whole shit will be interesting. Bit kind of
I hope
scary.
they. I hope we figure out by tonight.
Yeah, that'd be nice. See, my whole worry is like the transition of power. I don't think that'll go well at all.
No, probably not going to be the smoothest. No.
No, I mean, uh, a lot of like big cities storefronts are already boarded up in anticipation for riots, which understandable, but like
Is it the? I'm
I
never going to say understandable to
no no no
riots.
boarding up for it.
Oh,
Like
whoa, whoa,
like
whoa,
it's
whoa, whoa,
understandable that they're expecting something. I I'd
whoa.
honestly
Yeah.
expect more riots if Trump won than if Biden won though.
Um, I don't think I can actually make a case either way. I mean, like, I feel like either way, there's going to be some kind of spectacle.
Yeah, that's
It's just, hopefully, it's peacefully resolved at the end of the
yeah,
day.
that's the thing. Is like something's definitely gonna come from it. Not entirely sure what, but not really looking forward to finding out what it might be.
No, not one bit.
But one thing I want to talk about, like in terms of politics, like it's not really politics, but it's just like, do you know who Mitch McConnell is?
How
No,
old?
like you know him, right?
Yeah.
Do you think he's like actually alive, or do you think they just like kind of prop him up?
Well, I mean, I was gonna say part of me wishes he wasn't alive, but honestly, I can't even say
Yeah,
that.
like,
But he definitely does look like a scarecrow itself. Sorry, my cat's going fucking insane randomly.
that's that's fine. My cats were like boxing earlier, just like one would run into my room and like stare at me, and then run back out. And I was like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And I came out, and then they're just lying down, and I'm like, "Okay." And then I go back in my room, and I'm hearing shit just flying, as if like there's a circus in my living room. It's like, nope, just them.
Jeez.
But I feel you, it's fine. If Gotham's going crazy, if he's in sicko mode, I guess he's in sicko mode. That's something else we could talk about, by the way. Did you see Travis Scott's
Hmm.
Halloween costume?
The Brown
Yeah.
Batman? Can you explain that to me a little bit,
All right.
actually?
Honestly, I feel bad for Travis Scott. He made like for Halloween, he got like a brown Batman costume because I guess like brown's like his not his color, but like he kind of makes everything like it's like a poop brown. It's not appealing, but he just slaps it on everything. He's like, "Yep, that's my shit." So he made like a replica brown Batman, and he got flame horizoned. He got made fun of to high hell to where he deleted his Instagram over it, but then he came out like a couple of days later saying, I deleted it to focus on my family. And it's like, that's cap. That's cap, buddy. I'm sorry. But like, I don't know. I feel bad for him because like the idea is cool. Like if I had just money to spend and I could make a replica Batman costume, of course I'm gonna do it. Why not? In fact, got flamed for it. It's just I don't know. It's a little unlucky, I
I,
guess.
I thought it was fun, like, because it looked
It
bad.
did. It
He
did
looked
look
like
bad.
poop.
It did look bad. He looked like
A standing
I
poo.
think it was just him in the costume too, because like the mask looked just too big. It didn't look right. I I
Uh,
don't know. Like he did. Like if this man wanted to, he could probably just get like a fully functioning like bat suit, like in like Dark Knight, where it's like tricked out
how
and
do you
it's
know
like,
it wasn't fully functioning though?
you saw it.
Dude, I love though that like everyone was saying that he got cyberbullied for this.
He kind of did.
Like he got cyberbullied off of Instagram.
It's like the fucking Tyler the Creator too. It's like, how the fuck you getting cyberbullied? Just turn off your computer.
Yes.
That shit's so funny to me. But yeah, I don't know, man. I feel bad for him.
I don't. I honestly like it's on him and whomever around him for not looking in the mirror before posting that to be like, he definitely does it. Like, someone had to have told him that ain't it.
I mean, yeah, I guess because I just view it as like he was passionate about being Batman, and he got to be Batman, and he's like, damn, I better look cool as shit, and everyone's just like, all right, poop man, all right,
Nah,
shit
bro.
man.
He tried to, yeah, because he tried to be Poop Man, not
Like,
Batman.
dude, that's because it's his color. That's like his thing. He's like,
Yeah, but like if I just walked in as like Pink Batman, you'd be like, that's Pink Batman, not oh that's Batman that's pink, so that like he looks like Pooh Man. You know what
I
I'm saying?
think,
He looks
hey
like
man, I see both sides of the coin. I'm just saying it.
you just like Travis Scott, so you're trying to defend him for looking like a
No,
Pooh.
I'm not denying that he looks like Pooh man. Hey, I haven't. My thing is like I just feel bad because like I'm sure he was really happy with it, and then he got like a shit ton of backlash for it. That's the way I view it. Like, did it look bad? Yup. Did he look like Poop Man?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it
Yeah.
is it is what it is. It's like, all right, you're a music artist, right? Or like you're up and coming. You're getting really passionate about making music, Bobby. You make your first song, you think it's a
Mhm.
hit. You say, "Hey guys, you want to check this out for me?" And I say, "Bobby, that's hot dog shit. Stop it." You're gonna feel sad.
Yeah, but he's not like a cosplay artist.
No, I know, but that's a thing. Maybe he's just like that's the first time he's ever gotten like a costume made for him, and then next year he's gonna come back and he's got like a hand cannon that comes out when he presses a button on his forearm. He's got
Well, all right,
batarangs.
but hear me out. But like that's like a simple design thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he paid like, okay, let's say he paid like $1 billion for a car that was like poop colored, right? You're gonna flame him for that poop colored
He,
car because it's $1 billion, but still colored
he
like
does
poop.
have poop colored cars.
My point
Eh,
being, she's probably got flamed for those too.
maybe I don't. I mean, I can't afford it, so I guess I can't really say on them. It does look poop brown, but it's I have.
Oh well, you
I'm
know
just
what?
trying
He
to.
got bullied off Instagram.
You really are. I can't tell if you're playing devil's advocate or you're just like I fucking fuck poop man. I hate this guy.
No, I am devil's advocating. I really...
But there's some merit into hey poop man. It didn't look good.
No, it does. Well, because I've just been looking at the freaking image of it, like staring it dead in
Dude,
the
that's the
eyes
thing.
for like the
He
last
could have
5 minutes.
he could have taken a much better picture too, man. Like
I know. Could they at least like put him in some lighting so like at least like it would balance out a little
strike
bit?
a pose. Don't look like 5-year-old me posing for my mom's camera as I'm going out for my first trick or treating. Like you've done this. You've been in magazines, man. I don't know.
No, no.
I guess it's just he could have done better, and it happens. You know, sometimes you miss the mark.
Sometimes you
And it
do.
was well, I just because like it was for himself, I guess. And then they're like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. Regardless,
Well, he didn't try and defend it.
no, he just kind of tipped out. Honestly, yeah, maybe that's like you realize that like, hey, actually, this was kind of bad.
Yeah, like, hey, maybe you can make that case to me if he defended it.
Maybe, yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. I just feel bad for Poop Man. Um, hmm. How's Biden doing?
Still no more updates.
See, I can't.
Honestly, I'm gonna call it a Biden win at the moment, if based off this map.
I'm knocking on wood, but I would like that.
That would be swell.
I can't wait to like open Twitter or something tonight or tomorrow morning and just seeing like Trump calls military on the White House or something to like something just like crazy. Like
Dude,
I want
I really hope this just gets decided tonight at least, so I can like at least wake up expecting that shit.
yeah, just I just yeah. What if it's something like insane? Like Trump has summoned
What
Cthulhu.
if we get woken up by like
No, no,
alarms?
no, 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 but just like Trump has summoned Cthulhu. Biden goes with Godzilla. They're gonna fight to the death, and who will become the president? Like we just get something like insane.
Trump like anamorphs at like the announcement of him losing, and he turns into like a full blown lizard person.
He's like scurrying on the walls. Everyone's like, "What the fuck?" He's like shooting.
Biden like morphs into a massive bird.
Yeah, like Biden be good. Oh my God, that okay, that reminds me. There was a video.
What did that remind you?
All right, hold on. There's a video on the Nature's Metal subreddit that I watched a few days ago, and it was a golden eagle just picking up a mountain goat and just throwing it off the side of the mountain. And it was the
Jesus.
gnarliest thing I've ever seen. Like I honestly
That's
like
intense.
I normally when I see animal things like that, I'm just like, oh, it's just nature. But that one, I was like, oh my God, it was like I watched my kid die or something. I felt like empty for some reason. It's like he didn't deserve
Oh my
that.
gosh.
But back to Animorph presidential race. I would like to see maybe like Trump be like a giant like grizzly bear, and then like maybe Biden becomes like
Or
a
a minotaur.
huh?
Or like a
Oh
minotaur.
yeah, how about like a minotaur where it's like Trump's body, and then you have maybe
Did you did you see that thing on Twitter that said that like Trump looks like he's all like the Trump always stands like he's a centaur that has his hind legs
that's a
missing?
fact. On God, that is the truest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Because like I can't unsee it, bro. He dead ass looks like a centaur standing.
He always like stands like he has like the Michael Jackson
Lean.
yeah, like he's
Yeah,
got
cause he's a centaur missing his legs,
I
bro.
believe it. I could see it. Yeah, I'm hoping for some crazy shit when I wake up. Not like nuclear fallout, but like kaiju kind of thing. Like
Excuse me.
like for whatever reason, like I don't know, Trump turns into a giant like lizard, and then Biden turns into like King Kong, and they just kind of like duke it out in the ocean or something.
Yeah, because yeah, that would be better than
Yeah.
this.
Well,
To be
think of
honest with
like
you.
I can. All right, my inner movie director's coming out. I can see it right now. Um, rain,
Okay.
rain. It's downpouring, and they both like transformed into their higher beings or whatever, and they're just duking out in the ocean, and then like maybe King Kong Biden like gets Godzilla Trump in a chokehold and then drowns him. And then as Biden's going to walk away victorious, Trump comes out of the water and then like hits him in the back with a laser beam. Um do you want me to keep going, or like do you get the image? Can you see what I'm
No, I got the
you got
image.
it?
My eyes didn't cross or anything.
I'm floating in my chair right now. I'm sorry. I don't know if you're on this plane of existence, but I'm wild.
Well, you have always been the higher being.
No, I think that's you, Bob.
Yeah?
Emphasis on the higher.
What? I cannot complain about that. That was good, actually.
Thank you. Not as of recent though. You've been pretty
Well,
cold turkey as of late.
yeah, you know me. Well, I did get a new job at an elementary school.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thanks, man. Can't wait to be teaching kids how to read.
Well, I don't. Are you a classroom aide, or are you like office admin, or like both?
Both.
Okay,
I'm just a genius in literacy, so they're obviously gonna use me.
that's fair. Yeah, I guess the second coming of Christ would look good on an elementary school roster. It's tough to.
Oh, I'm just so excited because they're like, "Oh, it's nice to have another guy around the school," and I'm like, "Oh, word, cool."
They're gonna,
So I get to, because like my elementary school felt like it had like no guys. So at least I get to be like one of the male figures at the school that every kid
oh,
knows.
for sure. It was like the gym teacher was a dude, and then
Yep.
maybe your art
Like
teacher.
nope, not for
Oh,
me.
see, yeah, mine was just gym teacher, art teacher.
Gym teacher, one counselor, and like,
Principal?
no, not for me. Vice principal? No, maybe our vice principal was a dude.
Oh, fun fact.
Maybe.
When I first got in my elementary school, our principal got arrested, and they told us it was for drunk driving, but it was for child porn. And
Oh,
that was interesting to learn about, like 15 years down the road.
our school's counselor, when we were in high school, got committed on like he would like drug girls and like take pictures of them and stuff. And molest.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was a big thing because it was really fucked. But I'm gonna expose some of this. We were we joked because one of the kids that we knew would go to see him all the time. We were
Oh
worried
my.
that kids brutal. My
Sure.
point is that was startling to think about.
Yeah, honestly, when you're a kid, you don't really have any regard for anything, so.
No, not at all. We're little
Oh, for sure.
monsters. Lack empathy in almost every
Yeah, for
way.
sure. Yeah, let us know in the comments if you experience pedophile, figures in your elementary school. Or maybe it's just us. Isn't that just weird to think about?
It's just a weird sentence to actually hear said out
Yeah, I
loud.
agree. Um, well, hopefully yours isn't the same. Hopefully your elementary school teaching is good.
Well, we'll see. I can't wait to just be called. Do you think they're gonna call me Mr. D, Mr.
It
D'Onofrio?
depends how cool you are, and if you got to be the dude that wears like wacky ties or something, you know?
Uh,
You got to pander to the kids. You got to
mm,
wear like a Yu-Gi-Oh tie.
dude, I'm thinking though, will I be too intimidating in my full suit in an elementary
I
school?
nah, you can't full suit it. You can't put the jacket on.
But it's cold. What am I gonna
You
do?
wear the I don't know how to pronounce it in English, which is weird. But like the peacoat. I uh, I always default to call it like it's like a manteau, and I always default to call it that because I can never think of the name for whatever reason. Peacoat.
All right, well, all right, Dan, we get it. You you know
I'm
French.
sorry,
We
I'm
get
not
it.
trying to
We
flex.
get
No,
it.
but you can do the peacoat look.
Dan's been doing Duolingo
I'm fucking
French.
cracked. Oh God. But
Fucking
no, that'd
Christ.
be exciting. I'm happy for you. Do you know when you start
Thanks,
or?
man. They're trying to get me in Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Our classes? Oh yeah, no, schools are back in. Like it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
it,
right? Or something.
they're like hybrid or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forget how that works. That'd be cool. Let me know how it goes, obviously.
Yeah, man, it'll be nice. The hours are pretty godlike.
Yeah, you're telling me about that.
They're 11:40 to
Oh,
3:15.
give me that.
Right? Those are the pay really solid for no ass reason.
Yeah, well, it's union and also, I guess like in a school environment.
I mean, still though, I'm just happy about it because what I'm lacking in hours is made up for in pay, so I can't
That's
complain.
good. I wish people would pay me for work.
Yeah, well, sometimes it just sucks to suck,
Hey
Dan,
man,
and sometimes you have to convince people you don't suck before they want to treat you like a human
hey man,
being.
if you are a person that is ever looking for like help in like a creative way, and you ever say, "Can I pay you an experience?" Drop fucking dead. Like straight up, you're an idiot. No other way to
Well,
put
I mean,
it.
that's what an internship is.
But it's not an internship. Like if it was an internship, yeah, but it's not an internship.
Yeah, no, I agree. It is a scum move, very much so.
Yeah. But that is how it is, I guess. One last before we go, you want to give us a Biden update?
As of right now, it looks like he's still sitting at 253, 248. As of right now, he's still projected to be the winner. There seems to be no movements currently on Trump's push to halt the countings. As of right now, there is no more updates.
Hmm. Good to know. Why would you want to halt the counting if you're behind too? Who fucking cares?
Well,
It's whatever. It is
yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
If you'd like to bring us home, my dear friend, you're more than welcome to.
All right, folks, that's been the Frying Pan Podcast, episode 103. Thank you for tuning in as always. Next time you listen to us, we'll be on our track to having, well, hopefully a new administration coming into our country. And if not, we'll talk about what we plan to deal with that. So, thank you for tuning in as always, folks. We're on social media handle for both those, the Frying Pan Pod. Thank you for tuning to us on all the audio platforms, including SoundCloud, because we also appreciate that. And again, folks, I've been Robert D'Onofrio. That's been Daniel Sear. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great rest of your day.
I
Goodbye.
just want to let you guys know it was 104, not 103, but it's fine, Bobby. You did good.
It's 104, not
Don't worry about it,
103.
guys.
Dan, yep. Thank
Take
you, Dan.
care.
Thank you, Dan. Bye.